Welcome to Live Life to the Fullest. This is your weekly dose of inspiration, challenging oneself to be intentional. I invite you every Saturday night at 9 p.m. as I share my reflections for the day in the hope that I get to inspire and empower you to live life to the fullest. This year, I feature ordinary people in their extraordinary ways and how they contribute to their communities. Why am I doing this? For the past 3 years, I saw the benefit of living intentionally. Everything that I do is aligned to my purpose, passions, and core values. And also, I want you to benefit from it. Our episode for tonight, episode 433 of Live Life to the Fullest, our topic is how to manage time and space wisely. Our special guest is a former banker and financial literacy advocate. She is a current Division H Director of Toastmasters District 75 of the Philippines, member of 5 years for Toastmasters. Let's give it up for Toastmaster or Miss Joyce Delovieres.
Hello, Janice. Happy to be here. I'm so glad that I'm with you right now.
Yes, and Joyce is joining us in this call from Dubai. So, how are you in Dubai? What are you grateful for?
Right, so it's currently winter end at this moment. It's February going to March. So we are nearing Ramadan, and I think it's the hot weathers are coming in, and we are just enjoying the rest of winter season, and hopefully we can still come out. And I can still see people just camping out of in parking lots here, just sitting and enjoying the weather. This is what they do, especially during weekends. Yes.
Ayan. So, bago kita tanungin, Direct Joyce, I call her Direct Joyce because currently she's our
No, you
Division
can call
H
me Joy. You can
director.
call me.
I call her Joyce. Okay. Joyce, before we proceed to my series of questions, can you give our viewers a little background about yourself? Di ba, I mentioned that you're a banker, a previous banker. Paano ka napunta sa Dubai? Can you give us a brief background on what was your journey like before you uh, worked or before you were able to live there in Dubai?
I've been working as a banker ever since I started my career. That was so long ago. Right after graduation, I was recruited in school, and I immediately started with a very prominent bank in Makati. Then I transferred into another bank, and after that, I lived in partially in Singapore first with my husband where he's assigned, and then Dubai next. Actually, we are on a semi-permanent basis here being residents because my children or my two kids are studying right now here, and I have to be with them. So ito more on stay at home mom career at the same time, whatever is there with me here in Dubai, because my work is there in the Philippines, and I'm not allowed to practice. You being also in finance, I'm not allowed to
Mm.
practice here in Dubai. So I'm just enjoying the space right now. But I am very busy. Of course, you said with Toastmasters having 18 clubs, like having 18 kids. And I have to be with them in varying needs also and requirements of my time. And I have to be with them. And I'm pretty much enjoying the time that I'm doing right now with them.
Ayan. Kamustahin naman natin ang mga nanonood na Toastmasters sa atin ngayong gabi. Hello, hello sa inyo. Mag-type kayo sa comment section. Where are you
How am
watching
I
us right
evaluate?
now? O, di ba? Ayan,
Okay.
pa-shoutout natin sila later on. Okay, so our topic is actually about time management and also space, time and space management. When you talk about time management, how would you define it, or what is your view when it comes to time management, Joyce?
Yeah, it is said that we are just given 24 hours each of us. And I think that's the fairness of the Lord above, that we are given equal opportunities to start the day with. And every day it's being renewed for all of us. So how do we manage time? I think for me, what works is that I really don't do this. It's like I hit and go and miss. But now that I am doing more and demanding more of my time, that I'm doing more activities. I'm doing journaling. I have my phone calendar synchronized with other apps as well. Depende sa platform na mag-i-invite kung saan siya papasok. And I think that helps a lot. And also, before I sleep, this is always like this. I take a look at my calendar. I take a look at my dump list for the month, like the brainstorming and the live stream that you have to pour in your notebook. I have to classify it and give dates. Like for productivity, what I do every month, I try to put in maybe 2 or 3 pages of dumping my thoughts that I want to accomplish for the whole month. And I give a due date. For example, this is for this week, so that you won't be missing anything and you'll be reviewing all the activities required of you. And you can prioritize, oh, this will work for me right now, this I cannot do right now. And that would be the time management style or techniques that I do. Of course, before sleeping, I check on whatever I have to do the next day. So I'm mentally prepared and not being surprised or shocked that I have to attend 5 meetings for that. And I have to be mentally prepared because it takes more of you, especially in an online setting like this. You have to be composed and quick so that you can use and maximize the time productively with whoever you are interacting with. And I love that Toastmasters has taught me how to do things in a more organized manner, because makalat if you're not doing proper time management, and it's continuously evolving. Like I'm seeing posts on how to program or the Bujo before. I don't even know what Bujo means. So I have to read up and research on something. And now I have like 3 planners because I have to segregate my personal, my career, and of course Toastmasters. I have a dedicated notebook for that. And I think it works for me. I hope whoever views this may share also their style on time management, and maybe we can learn from each other. But it works for me and I love it. And hindi ka haras when you when you know the program for the next day, hindi ka haras. But there are short term, okay, immediate, and then there are long term that you have to work on. For example, we are nearing the contest season in Toastmasters, and I have some studies to comply as well. I have certifications to fill up the work, and you just have to put in a certain amount of time each day into fulfilling it. So it's moving as well, not cram when the deadline is near and then you just won't sleep because you have to prepare everything. Yes, and I think in every aspect, it will give you that feeling of completion anytime. When you were done with the immediate needs that has to be done for the day, for personal, for family, or for career, and then you're also moving those that are aligned with your long-term goals. I think that works.
Love it. Ang dami kong na-pick up doon sa sinare sa atin ni Joyce, no? You mentioned about Bojo. I am not familiar. Bojo, tama po ba?
Yes, Bujo.
Ayan, ano po ba yon? Can you tell us more about that?
Bujo is bullet journaling. I don't really
Okay.
know about it. Like, what works for me, and you can use it, is bullet journaling. So it's short at Bujo. I got it. I was
Okay.
hearing about it before with fellow Toastmasters, and I thought parang sobrang tedious gawin. But when I did it, like on my thoughts, I mean, I in my dump list, I put a circle with no filling. Just a skeleton of a circle. Yeah, okay, just insert
Okay.
that before that task. And then when it's done, you shade it. When
Okay.
it's not yet done and it's a priority, I encircle it a little bit higher because I want to stress myself and nag myself. I encircle it a little bit higher on a different color. Because I read somewhere that when you use different colors and when you write your goals, it digs deeper because you have to do the action rather than typing it on a keyboard and seeing it on screen. And I doodle also, like when I have to stress a point and think about it. Maybe I put on a square, I have different kinds of pens, and I think that that works for me in such a way that I'm constantly reminded that I have to do this, that this is long pending, especially when it's a bigger circle already. It's long pending. And I read somewhere also that you can put a line there and have a date extended so that in 1 week you'll be able to know which of these has to be done. And bullet journaling is one, and I also do stickers, so it complements my when I have to be
Oh.
creative and I feel that it's everything is growing on me or is crowding me and it's so full, I have to resort into scrapbooking or we call it junk journal. Okay, so there are many types of journal. Bullet is when you write
Mm.
reminders, and junk journaling is taking a piece of paper, for example, a parking ticket or a wrapper or something, anything that says thank you, or I have a lot of stickers that I post, and if you can see my
Oh, cell phone. You have stickers.
I
Yeah.
have stickers, and I also have thank you stickers on my laptop. So I'm constantly reminded, even on my riser for my laptop, and I'm constantly reminded that we should all be thankful for everything. And it's it's like having your vision board as well. When I do my calendar, can also do with okay, there's a lot of sharing already. I can also do the programming at the onset of the month. Especially, I hope this there will be some of them will be adopting this. What I do for the start of the month or at the end of the month, I program the things that I want to be for March. For example, I want to advance in my Arabic proficiency. So I'm a little bit there, but I can understand some things when the locals talk, but I want to be proficient. So I create a vision board that serves as my, what do you call that? The background for your phone, like
Mm.
a wallpaper.
Okay. The,
Wallpaper. I
it's how should
I put
screen
the
screen
wallpaper. Yeah, screen say. I think you can.
screensaver, like a screensaver. Yeah.
I want you to see this. So my February says Merry February, amazing, wonderful, beautiful month. And then I have a code for what I want to be for this for this month. And it's something that um constantly reminds because you're constantly on your phone. All right. So I put it there and for example, you have to finish this for this particular month and then it has to be there. I post on reminders. And to manage time, there are some killers as well. Of course, there is a good Netflix movie, there's a good YouTube movie, but I feel you just have to allow it. You take time to bounce back, relax, detoxify, decompress everything, and then you bounce back a little bit better and a better person, and you'll be more productive because in our notion, when you're busy, it doesn't mean you're productive.
Mm.
So when
Yeah.
you are productive, it means there's some sort of result that is aligned with the goals that you have programmed yourself to achieve when you at the onset of the task. But I believe that when you're busy scrolling and just doing all these things, you are busy on all things at the same time, then you're not producing results. You're just starting a lot of tasks. So I force myself to be like that. If you're a mom and you're all over the house, you walk into the kitchen, you see something that you have to do. You walk into the bedroom, you see something that you have to do. And then you look into your table, your working table, and there's something that you have to do. So sometimes you're just all over the place. It causes what do you call that? A bottleneck. A
That
bottleneck of
papile up. It's
yeah,
piling up everything.
that you feel that when somebody, when your kid approaches you, mom, stop it. No, not now. And I don't want to be. I was that person before, and way like maybe 10, 15 years ago, and I don't want to be like that. I want to be a better person for the people that I love most, and that's my family. And I think we owe it to ourselves that we should classify things. Does it matter? If I lose my if I lose my cool over this thing, over this person who commented in my post, does it matter? Should I take it out on my family, on my husband, my kid? I don't think so. So just always have that weighing scale in your mind. That does it matter for me, or should I forgo my relationship over this accolade or this reception, or should I be well received at this part and badly regarded by my family? So I think having set your fundamentals will really help you, because there will be no decision to make when you know that this one is good for me, this one is not good, this is acceptable, this is not acceptable. There's no decision to make because you'll always be doing the right thing. That's beautiful, no?
Wow. Yeah, I'm loving our conversation. I'm learning a lot from you, Joyce, especially on how you manage your life, not just only your family, but also your own life, no? Ang mm, something that I'm curious to know is how do you distress yourself? Like if you feel overwhelmed already or anxious about doing a lot of things, how do you distress? Do you really
Wow.
shut off, like you don't talk to people, you go on a retreat, yan.
Okay. I think I have some activities that allow me to decompress, and sometimes I just joke around that I'm a Toastmaster because I want to have the reason to decompress because I enjoy these things. First of all, I started biking again last December when my husband
Mm.
bought the bike. And it's really a happy time for me. Whenever I have meetings, even in contests, like you're a judge or something, and or you just organize an event, I still find time to have that 1 hour of bike ride because it allows me not to think anymore, and I just count and then just pedal. It's releasing all these happy hormones, endorphins, and but
Hormones.
also I do scrapbooking. I just pick everything. Sometimes I don't have a result in mind. I just stick it up whatever sticker resonates with me. So I have a lot of that, and I cut things as well. I have a number of scissors anywhere that I can cut, and also I joined my husband watching the videos on motorcycle because that's his interest. So it allows me to have some bonding time with him. But overall, and in preparation for this, for me to be more productive, especially if there is an event, I think this is one thing that I can give as a tip for our colleagues there in Toastmasters as well. I meditate. I meditate a lot. I started this practice last 2010 when I resigned from the bank. And I felt like I'm not ready to give up that hectic schedule in the back, and then suddenly you have lots of free time in your hands, and you can go anywhere. You can visit my husband overseas, yeah, it's like that. And like, it's funny, for 20 years I've been working, and what's funny, the Janice, that for 1 month ever since I started, okay, for example, it's January 18, I resigned from the bank. For one whole month, I keep driving to my work. Yes, just not
Mm.
on before 8 o'clock. No, not like that. Maybe, but 9 or 10 o'clock, I leave the house. I drive to Ortigas from Cavite, just because I'm so used and being. I was programmed to be like so, and I don't know what to do. I have to visit my colleague. These are my comfort zone. This is my environment. These are the people that I can relate with. And suddenly, I have to be with my kids. And sometimes, what's so it's funny now, but it's heartbreaking then. My kids who were young then forget I'm home. They just jump on their school bus. They not even say, "Hey mom, bye." They're not even saying goodbye to me because they're not used in me being home. So when I ask them, pag susunduin ko na sa school, ba't di kayo nagpaalam pag alis nyo? Ay, mami, nakalimutan namin. Akala ko nasa work ka. Hindi ka na nga pala nag-work. And that
Oh.
is heartbreaking. That is heartbreaking. And you can never get past that. And I think this interview is bearing me more of me right now. I haven't had an interview before that speaks of me or that allows me to talk about me. I'm always talking about financial literacy, advocacy, but never about me. And I feel that for women or for working mothers there, that can be a lesson to always prioritize your kids. If you know my story on how I resigned, it's very profound and awakening moment that you just won't think of the repercussions of the decision. You just have to do it because it was heartbreaking, and you know that your kids need you when your son shouts at you that you're never there. That's the time that you really have to do something. And that is the breaking point for me when I decided not to work anymore. And I've always been provided. And I love that when you relinquish that control in your life and let the Almighty guide you. My God, this is being recorded. When you let that guidance rule you, you'll always be provided. Of course, there are some corrections. There are some things, the perks in being a banker that we don't enjoy anymore, especially the 13, 14, 15, 16th month pay. Right? You don't get it anymore. But I am here in Dubai with my family and I want to spend more days, more moments with them, create lasting memories before they get married or they lead their own lives. And I am just so happy that I was given the chance to correct and know the reason why I'm here, why I'm leaving, why I'm a mom of these three kids. And yeah, I'm in a happy place right now. And thank you.
Wow, I love it. I love the openness. Thank you, Joyce, for sharing those information. There's those personal information about you and your family. Yeah, indeed talaga pagka pagka merong mga situations na na-confront na tayo ng either we choose this one or this one, 'di ba? We'll always go back to our roots, to our fundamentals, as you have said, no? So, I also remember a good friend of mine, a coach, told me that ang belief niya daw is, I don't know if you also believe in this, that natural, ang natural daw talagang tendencies ng mga fathers or ng husbands is to really be the provider of the family. And then the wife should be the more on the nurturer and support. And kapag finalo lang daw natin yung natural tendencies na yan, um, kumbaga, you'll
Yeah.
never go wrong because you will be blessed or you will be provided. Just trust the process. Although, syempre, di ba, may mga cases din naman tayo talaga na depending on the opportunities that are presented sa mga mag-asawa, that minsan talaga mas nabibless or mas binibigyan ng maraming opportunities yung babae kaysa dun sa kalalakihan. So, parang kailangan talaga din na we have to discern as a couple kung ano
Yeah.
ba talaga dapat ang gawin. Is this something that you like deliberated
Yes.
on kayo mag-asawa before you decide? I could just imagine the heartbreaking moment of talagang finally deciding to leave your what you were currently or what you were used to doing.
Actually, Janice, we all are given gifts. And we are just so concerned about the noise and whatever the culture dictates or stereotyping says so that we fail to recognize the gifts that we are given. And I believe that one of the greatest gifts that was given me was my husband. And I also have lots of friends, and this is one that I can share. This is an advice from a very good friend, and I really cherish her. She's one that I work with on radio. And she said, if you're the wife, magpasakop ka sa asawa mo. Even if you feel that he is lesser than you, you're earning more than him or whatever, if you're older, I'm older. And these are the mindset that we were raised with. But when she said magpasakop ka sa asawa mo, respect the decision and everything, my life started changing. I recognized him, I honored his direction, and I believe that we're doing okay with the path that we took with together. We're more open. We have a healthy relationship, and you can say I'm happy. Yes, I am happy. I'm in a good place, and I love. Of course, it's not perfect. Perfect exists in the minds only because when you have a good job, you're already earning something. You said you have a perfect job, but you still wanted more. So therefore, it's not perfect. We're built that way. But knowing that things happen for a reason, that it is what you have to experience for you to be able to handle the bigger things, then that would, and having that awareness and openness into acceptance of things that happen and being kind to yourself, I think it prepares you into bigger things. Of course, bigger responsibilities, bigger stressors, you can say. But I'm happy to say, even with me suddenly being the division director and having all these activities, I don't find it stressful. I find happiness in talking with people, knowing their strengths, their weaknesses. How can I help you? And but it only will happen if you're able to serve yourself first. And I was
Mhm.
happy to use the gap in employment and all these things that I do right now to make myself better, to prepare me for even higher and greater things that I don't know yet. But I recognize that the direction, the challenge that was given me is preparing me for something else. And maybe that's the inner dreams that I'm not voicing out. And I'm just so happy that all the directions are equipping me. Therefore, I can be better to others, but first do it within yourself first. You cannot give what you don't have.
Mhm.
So that is my
Yes.
advice to you. It's okay to sit down, think, do nothing. It's okay to have that extra time in bed. It's okay to watch Netflix. It's okay to enjoy good food. You're not a problem solver of anybody. All right. So it will happen when they enter your sphere of direction, your sphere of influence. When they enter, that's the time that you did. But I believe that, and this is also the same whenever I pray, that I may be of service to somebody because I know I'll be prepared to do that. I'm being prepared to handle these things. And when I say I'm being prepared, I am also given these things. For example, um, when you say, I want better opportunities, how can you be able to handle better opportunities? But you are already praying for the end goal. I want better opportunities in career. So therefore, there will be things that will happen. For example, this interview is preparing me for my podcast, maybe. Therefore, things will happen that will make you qualify yourself to the bigger opportunity. You get what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes, yes.
Just that, oh Lord, give me patience. There will be more things coming to you that test your patience in order for you
Yes.
to find more patience. All right. So things will say, this is not what I'm praying for. No, these are the activities that you have to undergo for you to have better patience, longer patience because you asked for it.
Yeah. I
Right?
always tell this to people then, be careful what you pray for. Be careful in a sense that baka hindi mo rin matansya yung sarili mo na you're praying for something big enough that you're not prepared for it yet. But eventually, those things will lead you to that goal, bigger dream. Pero it takes time. Of course, hindi naman, lahat naman ng bagay, di ba? Meron talagang tamang timing lang. Hindi naman yung overnight thing. Yeah.
Yes. I think talagang this is not when you relinquish control to the higher being, it's also allowing yourself to recognize that you are not the almighty in you. You're not the one who dictates everything. There is a bigger energy being, the higher being that will guide you, and all you have to do is put the faith in your heart. But I think you one time I was scrolling, you were served, you are being served for what you are. All right. So if we want to be served with love, let's be love. If we want
Yeah.
to be served with kindness, let's be kindness itself. So these are the things that really will come to you only when you can understand. I think okay, it's like this. When you are given a thought, given an idea, if you don't have the faculties to understand it, you don't have the experience to understand it, then it just passes through. But when you are given that experience and you utilize that experience to interpret another experience, then that is another gift, another lesson that you have uncovered from that experience. So yeah, my point. It's like that you understand somebody based on the experience that was given you.
Yes.
Cannot you cannot decipher anything unless you have been made aware of it. I think that's the
Yeah.
one.
Because ultimately there are a lot of opportunities around us. Ba? Ang dami talaga yan. And sometimes yung focus ba natin, kung saan lang tayo talaga nakafocus, dun lang talaga. So, kaya ba, nami-miss out natin yung mga opportunities actually dahil nga iba yung focus natin. So, I was reminded na dun sa napanood kong video by Brother Bo Sanchez na what we focus on grows. What you focus on, you attract. No? So kung halimbawa you're too focused on a lot of problems, o di mas maraming problema yung dadating pa sa'yo lalo, di ba? Pero if you focus on a solution to your problem, or this problem can be actually an opportunity for you for growth, then probably it is not really a problem, but more of an opportunity, right?
Yeah.
Ayun. So, talagang wow! I'm enjoying our conversation kung pwede lang more than an hour ang ating usapan. Hindi natin namamalayan na we're almost done with
Oo nga,
this
tapos na.
interview,
I'm just
di
getting
ba?
warmed up.
We're almost done with this interview and I learned a lot from you. Speaking of yung space naman, we talked about time. How about space? How do you manage your household right now? Or how do you allot space for yourself when it comes to managing your space? Yan. How do you go about this? Do you also believe in KonMari method? Do you do that? May
Oh,
nga
yeah,
ganun,
yeah.
di ba?
I love the KonMari method, si Marie Kondo, in such a way
Yes.
that I do things I do things in I do that in everything. Like, is it good for me? Or does it make my heart sing? Does it make my
Joy.
heart, not only with clothes but with anything, no? Sometimes, for example, you take picture of yourself. And ito yung maganda to. This is what makes your heart sing. Right? So, I think we all have that inside. It's just that we tend to qualify, oh, dapat kasi nakaganito, or dapat ganito. We tend to qualify what we like based on the feedback that we get from anybody, or like what I said, the society demands that you should always be
Standards.
fair skinned, or and I think when you find that thing that gives you joy, then make more of it, do more of it, and qualify yourself to do more of those things. And I believe that when, especially for working moms, no, it's okay to not have a spick and span, very clean house. The household chores will always be there. Okay lang kung may hugasan ng plato, okay lang kung magpa-deliver from time to time, but always you just have to put everything in a context or in a balance, like time management as well, the one we have talked before. We do household chores in the morning, or just do it a small thing every single day, and then for the general cleaning, just hire somebody. Especially here in Dubai, we don't have house helpers. So I do everything. So what do? I automate everything. We have laundry that works by itself, or you have to put it outside. And of course, there's the mighty air fryer that you can do almost everything. There's the rice cooker. So it's not that hard. And all you have to do is empower your kids as well. Tell them how to do things. And I feel that I enjoy the moments that I do it with kitchen. But you can always stop. Kung naiinitan ka, stop. Kung napapagod ka, stop. Know that you can always do those things. And you can always, one of the advice that was given to me in sa school ng anak ko before, she was the principal, and she's very old. She's very, she told me, tell those things to your kids. They can understand. Because sometimes kasi, di ba, we shelter them, we don't tell them things, but you know that they can handle it. But no, they can. They can wash dishes, they can do these things. So just have to tell them how to do it. And then if they don't know how to do it, then you just have to make them do it again and again. So how did you learn how to write? How did you learn how to speak? That's because you have been doing it over and over again. And I feel also, for us women, don't keep it in yourselves. If you feel like your partner is doing a mess, just tell him so in a manner that you wanted him to improve, not in a manner na gusto mo siya mapahiya. Tell him so na, I feel they're doing this quite a lot. Maybe you can put it there. See, you are able to voice what you feel in a loving manner that also allows him to be a better person and not put him in a defensive mood. So, pwede, even with your kids, you can also practice that. So, instead of you can do better than that. How? How can you do better than that? So, you can do things like this. I think it's the direction of parenting that we can have. It's the direction of managing relationship with anybody, not just with our spouse, with anybody. And I love how I'm so in love with whatever is happening right now. I love how it allows me. Parang hindi, before kasi stressor yung tingin natin sa mga, dami-dami. But no, these are the things that polish you, that gives you chance to elevate your skills so that ikaw na rin yung magsasabi in yourself, you'll acknowledge it, oh, I'm doing a good job and I'm ready for more.
Wow! Beautiful! I love it. Talagang kinikilig ako while listening to you, Joyce, with the words of wisdom that you're sharing to us. I'm picking up something like lahat ng bagay na ginagawa natin, there is a purpose for that. No? It will give us a better character, that will improve our character, and it will prepare us for something bigger. So I love it. Thank you, thank you. And I also love what you mentioned about giving feedback and evaluation. I'm sure na pick up mo yan, learnings from Toastmasters. 'Di ba? Kasi madalas nga we are caught up to that yung when we criticize people, sinasabi kaagad natin kung ano yung mali. Well, in fact, when we want to really give evaluations or yung tamang feedback, it should be parang i-emphasize natin yung valuing the person's worth, 'di ba? Rather than kung ano yung mali niyang ginagawa. So yan, it's our time for us to invite our viewers to anything that you want to share para ma-encourage pa sila lalo how they can utilize their talents and skills. Ayan, go ahead, Joyce.
So everyone out there, I think this may be some words that will go through you, or some words may stuck with you, stick with you, and be your guiding rule or principle in life. In whatever that we do, think that that is a gift for you, that you are equipped, you have the energy and the force to unravel the gift, peel it off, and see whatever is inside. There is something in there that addresses your inner being, your inner hopes, your inner struggles, your inner challenges. And just don't forget that we are not living for ourselves alone. We are social beings. We need to be of service to others. But also, there is self-love. We should cater to ourselves first, grow ourselves first, so that you can share. You cannot share what you don't have. You can share only what's inside you. So what is inside you? What can you give me and make me a better person as well? Because I think if we exercise that notion that I am here for you, I am contributing something for your wellness and well-being, then can you imagine the growth and wellness and well-being that we will be triggering or all throughout our community? And I love this platform. And I thank you, Janice, for using your talents and God given skills for furthering and giving a voice to these inner thoughts and feelings that we have as a mom, as a parent, as a career woman, that really, when voiced out, gives a platform to others as well. So I'd
Yes.
encourage everyone, tune in always with Live Life to the Fullest, because when you do it right, one life is enough to fulfill everything that you desire. And I hope everyone's watching. Live life to the fullest should be your default version every single day. Thank you so much for
Yes.
having me.
Woohoo! Wow. Thank you, Derek Joyce. Thank you for gracing us with your presence here at Live Life to the Fullest. I really enjoyed our chikahan and all the nuggets of wisdom that you have shared with our viewers. Truly, they will live life to the fullest. And for those who are watching us right now who are curious, ano ba ginagawa namin sa Toastmaster? Yan, do get in touch with us, especially Joyce, that para mag-guidean po namin kayo as to the process on how you can be part of our amazing community. God bless everyone. Thank you, Joyce.
Thank you for
And enjoy
having
the
me.
rest of your weekend. And I will see you again next time. Bye.
Thank you.